Imagine a lanky teenager from a small Jamaican village who was told he was too tall, too lazy, and too undisciplined to ever succeed in the world's most demanding sport, only to grow into a global phenomenon who ran faster than any human being in recorded history. He did not just break records, he shattered the very boundaries of human potential, transforming the sprinting event from a niche athletic discipline into a worldwide spectacle that captivated billions. This is the extraordinary reality of a man who turned raw, unrefined talent into an unstoppable force of nature, proving that true greatness emerges not from perfect discipline alone, but from the rare alchemy of natural gift, strategic coaching, and an unshakable belief in one's own destiny. His journey from the dusty tracks of Trelawney to the glittering Olympic stadiums of Beijing, London, and Rio is a masterclass in athletic evolution, demonstrating that speed is not merely a physical attribute, but a psychological weapon that can redefine what the world believes is possible. The genesis of this unparalleled sporting phenomenon began in the summer of 1986 in the quiet, rural parish of Trelawney, Jamaica. Born Usain St. Leo Bolt into a modest, hard-working family, his early environment was defined by agricultural rhythms, limited resources, and a deep cultural connection to athletics, as a pathway to opportunity. His parents operated a small grocery store, instilling in their children the values of responsibility, resilience, and community. From a young age, he displayed an unusual combination of physical attributes. Exceptional height for a sprinter, long limbs that created mechanical advantages, and a natural explosiveness that immediately caught the attention of local coaches. However, his early years were not marked by rigorous training or structured development. Instead, he spent his childhood playing cricket and football, developing coordination, agility, and competitive instincts through unstructured play rather than formal athletic instruction. It was only when a primary school teacher recognized his raw speed during a casual race that he was introduced to organized track and field, setting in motion a trajectory that would eventually transform him into the fastest human being on the planet. His transition from a promising local talent to a serious international prospect occurred under the guidance of a visionary coach, who recognized that his unconventional physique required a completely different training methodology. Traditional sprint coaching emphasized compact, powerful builds, but his coach understood that his height, when properly conditioned, could generate unprecedented stride length and top-end velocity. The early years of his development were marked by significant challenges. Recurring injuries, inconsistent focus, and the psychological pressure of being labeled a prodigy before he had proven himself on the global stage. He struggled with the discipline required for elite training, occasionally skipping sessions, indulging in the social freedoms of adolescence, and testing the patience of mentors who saw his extraordinary potential. Yet beneath this apparent lack of focus lay an intuitive understanding of his own body and a natural kinesthetic intelligence that allowed him to execute complex movements with minimal conscious effort. This period of uneven development was not a failure of character, but a necessary phase of organic growth that preserved his enthusiasm and prevented the burnout that frequently derails young athletic talents. The definitive breakthrough arrived at the World Junior Championships in 2002, where he announced his arrival on the international stage by winning the 200 meters in a world junior record time. The performance was not merely fast, it was visually stunning, characterized by a relaxed, almost effortless stride that belied the extraordinary power being generated. Observers immediately recognized that he possessed a unique biomechanical profile. A longer acceleration phase, an extended period of maximal velocity maintenance, and a deceleration pattern that was significantly more efficient than his competitors. These technical advantages, combined with his psychological composure under pressure, suggested that he was not just another promising junior athlete, but a potential revolutionary figure in the history of sprinting. However, the path to sustained senior success remained fraught with obstacles. Injuries continued to interrupt his training cycles, and his occasional lapses in discipline raised questions about his long-term reliability. It was only after he committed to a more structured support system, including specialized medical care, nutritional guidance, and mental conditioning, that he began to translate his raw potential into consistent, championship-level performances. The true explosion of his global stardom occurred at the Olympic Games in Beijing in 2008, where he delivered a series of performances that transcended athletic achievement and entered the realm of cultural mythology. In the 100 meters final, he not only won gold, but shattered the world record with a time that seemed to defy the laws of human physiology. Most remarkably, he achieved this feat while visibly easing up in the final meters, celebrating before crossing the finish line, a display of supreme confidence that became an iconic image of sporting dominance. He followed this with an equally stunning performance in the 200 meters, breaking another world record and completing an unprecedented sprint double at the Olympics. His running style was unlike anything the sport had seen. A relaxed, almost casual upper body combined with explosive lower body power, a stride length that covered ground with remarkable efficiency, and a finishing kick that seemed to accelerate even as competitors fatigued. These performances did not just earn him medals, they transformed him into a global icon, a symbol of joy, excellence, and the boundless possibilities of human achievement. Throughout his career, his approach to competition was characterized by a unique blend of intense focus and infectious charisma. He understood that sprinting was not merely a test of physical capability, but a psychological battle where confidence, composure, and showmanship could provide a decisive edge. He frequently engaged in pre-race rituals that combined humor, relaxation, and mental preparation, disarming opponents and entertaining audiences while maintaining the internal clarity required for peak performance. His ability to deliver under the most extreme pressure became legendary, as he consistently produced his fastest times in championship finals, when the stakes were highest and the scrutiny most intense. He rarely allowed external distractions, media speculation, or competitive rivalries to disrupt his preparation, maintaining a disciplined focus on his own process while projecting an aura of unshakable self-belief that often intimidated opponents before the starting gun even fired. This psychological mastery, combined with his physical gifts, created a competitor who was not just fast, but virtually unbeatable on the biggest stages. His dominance extended beyond the Olympic Games to World Championships, where he accumulated an extraordinary collection of titles and records. He became the first athlete to win 3 consecutive World Championship titles in both the 100 and 200 meters, a feat that demonstrated not just peak performance, but sustained excellence over nearly a decade. His relay contributions were equally transformative, as he anchored Jamaican teams to multiple world records and championship victories, showcasing his ability to perform under the unique pressures of team competition. Each victory was executed with a distinctive style. A relaxed start, a powerful acceleration phase, a sustained period of maximal velocity, and a finishing drive that often appeared effortless even as he pulled away from the world's best sprinters. His technical proficiency was the result of years of meticulous refinement, working with coaches to optimize his start mechanics, stride frequency, and race distribution, ensuring that every element of his performance was calibrated for maximum efficiency. As his career progressed into its later stages, he faced the inevitable challenges of aging, injury management, and the emergence of talented younger competitors. Rather than resisting these realities, he adapted his training, adjusted his racing strategy, and embraced a more selective competition schedule that prioritized peak performance at major championships over frequent appearances. He continued to deliver championship-level performances well into his 30s, proving that intelligent preparation, technical mastery, and psychological resilience could extend an elite sprinter's career far beyond conventional expectations. His final Olympic appearance in Rio de Janeiro in 2016 served as a triumphant capstone to his career, as he secured yet another historic sprint double and contributed to another relay gold, departing the sport at the absolute pinnacle of his powers. His retirement was not a retreat from competition, but a deliberate choice to conclude his career on his own terms, leaving behind a legacy of unprecedented achievement and global inspiration. Beyond the track, his influence extended into commerce, philanthropy, and cultural representation. He became one of the most marketable athletes in history, partnering with global brands that recognized his unique combination of athletic excellence, charismatic personality, and cross-cultural appeal. His commercial success was not merely a byproduct of his fame, it was a strategically managed extension of his personal brand, carefully curated to maintain authenticity while maximizing impact. He invested in community development initiatives in Jamaica, supporting youth athletics programs, educational infrastructure, and economic opportunities in underserved regions. He used his platform to advocate for the potential of Caribbean athletes, challenging stereotypes and demonstrating that world-class excellence could emerge from any environment with the right support and opportunity. His approach to fame was characterized by a grounded humility, a commitment to his roots, and a genuine appreciation for the global audience that celebrated his achievements. The legacy of this extraordinary athlete is permanently etched into the cultural and sporting fabric of the modern world. He fundamentally redefined the limits of human speed, proving that genetic potential, when combined with intelligent training and psychological mastery, could produce performances that seemed to transcend biological constraints. He transformed sprinting from a niche athletic discipline into a globally celebrated spectacle, inspiring millions of young athletes to pursue excellence with joy, confidence, and unwavering self-belief. His career demonstrated that athletic greatness is not merely a product of physical gifts, but of strategic development, mental resilience, and the courage to embrace one's unique identity in a world that often demands conformity. From the rural tracks of Trelawney to the most prestigious stadiums on earth, his journey remains a profound testament to the power of natural talent, disciplined evolution, and the unshakable belief that human potential is limited only by the willingness to explore its boundaries. He did not just run fast, he redefined what speed means, leaving behind a legacy of excellence, inspiration, and cultural impact that will continue to shape athletics and global sport for generations to come.